NyanCave!
Hey, welcome.
It's Ace Attorney.
And it is Tuesday.
It's Tuesday? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know days of weeks anymore. Like, it's Tuesday? Are you
No,
sure?
I only know because I move the thing every day over to the next day, and I'm like, oh, it's Tuesday. Thanks, calendar on this screen.
Keeps you grounded.
Otherwise, I wouldn't know what day of the week we were.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Are you all ready to get to the bottom?
Of this
Why?
case?
Of
Two
this
dudes
sandwich?
Just lying on top of each other?
Just lounging.
Lounging.
Did you see the thumbnail and go, how'd that happen?
How did that happen?
I don't know. I don't
How
know.
did my dreams come true so aggressively and so quickly? Welcome, everybody.
Bum, bum, bum.
In truth, I would like to have thought that I could have predicted the booby-trapped chest. But it caught me completely off guard. I was very nearly late consulting, the late consulting detective Sherlock Holmes.
I'm sorry, Hurley.
So you mean this autopsy report really is?
Yes, I took it from the lab, even though I knew it was important.
But why? Was there something in it that troubled you, Iris?
Not exactly something that troubled me. Something I'd been looking for. When I saw this report, when I saw the writing in it, I knew it was Daddy's.
The writing.
Your father's writing? What do you really mean?
Iris? It must be something that's hard for her to talk about.
Forgive me for interrupting, my dear fellows.
Mr. Sholmes, what is it?
I was not the center of attention for 3 minutes, and it was impossible. I feel as though the poor unconscious gentleman on the settee has been somewhat forgotten.
Father!
Perhaps we should find our guest somewhere more peaceful to rest. Mr. Naruto,
Yes?
would you be so kind as to lend him your bed? We must do our very best to make him comfortable, I feel.
Oh, yes, of course. I'll help you carry him up.
So will I.
No, I can manage alone, thank you.
Oh, wow.
You have tea to enjoy. We wouldn't want Iris's brew to stew.
Because there's no better way to make the professor comfortable than dragging him upstairs like a trunk.
Just tunk, 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 tunk. Perhaps dragging him feet first up the stairs was a mistake.
I wonder. Perhaps that was deliberate.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Mr. Sholmes is making himself scarce to give Iris the chance to talk more freely.
We must use this opportunity to talk with Iris more freely
Yeah.
and find out what's going on.
Oh.
Hello Clay, this morning I had a dream where you gave Red and I the chance to ride dirt bikes.
Huh. Also,
Also obstacle courses were involved for some reason. Is there something I should know?
Yeah, don't trust me to teach you how to dirt bike, because I have no idea.
Do not take that dream as a sign
As a-
that you now know how to dirt bike.
It's not prophetic. But
No.
sometimes you do get dreams that you're like, I probably could do that thing I was dreaming about.
Yeah. Like. no.
Skydiving?
Skydiving.
What were you going to say? Rocket surgery?
The rocket surgery, you know? I could definitely do that. That'd be easy.
Nuclear psychologist?
Oh, a nuclear psychologist. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but I haven't dirt biked since I was like 13 or something.
I've never dirt biked.
Not exactly dirt bike. I mean, like, I rode my bike on the dirt.
Oh. I do think those are, yeah.
A little bit different.
Yeah.
And movies, thank you. for the $1 super chat.
Thank you.
Woo woo! I know. Show her the.
Yeah, I know, right? Iris, about this piece of evidence? No.
She's too traumatized to be traumatized.
Can't get her with that one. Who is your daddy and what does he do? Cool. Would you like to tell us about it, Iris? About your father?
I'm sure I told you before, didn't I? That Daddy used to be Hurley's partner.
Yes, and that note about all the cases they solved together are kept inside that metal chest.
I guess my setting's same. That's interesting.
It's like a punch to the gut in there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look in there, it's like a punch to the gut.
I'm sure I can handle that metaphorically.
That's right. Hurley told me, you see. He said that Daddy's somewhere far away now, so we can't meet.
Well, that's one way of describing it.
Then, when I secretly unlocked the chest and read through the papers inside, I started to build up a picture in my head of what Daddy must be like.
Well, that's only natural.
You're just like any other girl your age.
I take offense to that. My peers are idiots. I read that Daddy was a professor of medical science, so I studied and took my degree too.
Well, I mean, that's only natural, I guess.
In that respect, you're not quite like any other girl of your age, though.
But there was one thing that I could never find out. Daddy's name.
Oh.
His name wasn't anywhere on any of the notes that he'd made about his work with Hurley. But then one day...
That's what happened, is it? When you saw this autopsy report, you finally managed to work it out. Is that right?
Yes.
So it was the handwriting in the report that caught her eye.
When I saw the writing on that report, I could hardly believe it. I know that handwriting, I thought to myself.
Because it was the same as the writing you'd seen on your father's case notes?
Exactly. I was desperate to compare the two properly. I needed to see them side by side.
And then you put it down somewhere and forgot about it for 10 years?
Yeah, just like a Blockbuster rental.
Yeah.
I asked the doctor in the laboratory, but I was told I couldn't take the report away. And even worse, I was told that the first and last name wouldn't be allowed to. This is the first and last time we'd be allowed to even look at it in there.
So you decided to steal it? Oh, 2 years. Okay.
When I compared the autopsy report with the case notes I had here, there was no doubt. That handwriting was the exact same. It was Daddy's.
And the signature of the coroner on the bottom of the autopsy report?
Read Dr. John H. Wilson.
That's how I finally found out. I learnt Daddy's name at last.
I see.
Ever since then, I've called myself Iris Wilson. And that's also when I had the brilliant idea of writing stories all about Daddy's exciting times with Hurley. I decided there and then that I'd write the Adventures of Herlock Sholmes.
Surprising you can go with the adventures of John H. Wilson.
He's a sidekick.
Oh, Iris! I had no idea the stories had such a deep personal significance for you.
I can see why the autopsy report was so important to her now. And why she was prepared to break the law to get her hands on it.
Was she just Iris before?
I know, I was thinking of it.
Iris, last name. I must apologize, Iris. This is really all my fault.
Hurley?
I made a promise, you see, that until the time was right, I'd keep the details of your father a secret.
I know. I've been very naughty. I'll take the autopsy report back to Dr. Gory and apologize. I promise.
Yes, we'll go together, I think.
All the energy of like going to the principal's office with your child. Yeah, I know she slashed the tires on the bus. Yeah, I know she set the basketball court on fire. I don't know how she did it.
Yeah, no one does.
I don't. No one does.
It's concrete. How do you do that? Really? Get the
Science.
solar medal.
Yeah.
Science
But also,
and tea.
I think that your science curriculum is a bit too in-depth. Really, it's the education department.
Ben, let me look after it for you until we get there.
And by look after it, we mean read it in depth.
in depth.
I must go and water my herbs, I think.
Better than a cactus.
I'll see you all later.
Is it okay to have such a high salt content in that water? Poor Iris. She must be feeling awful.
Time to look at the autopsy. Coroner John H. Wilson, victim Clint Von Zeeks, 33, British, 31st of May between 9 p.m. and midnight. Stab wound to the heart, outer superficial external wounds indicative of a duel. Additional notes, recent scarlet ink stains visible on the little and ring fingers of the right hand.
What?
But no document of corresponding ink was found.
Wait, hold on.
On the pinky and ring fingers on the right hand, there was some red ink.
Okay, so
Yeah, those two.
these two. Which makes sense if you're writing.
something, yeah.
Okay, that's it checks
And that
out.
was Clint.
It sounded so normal that I'm like, that's fine. Wait, okay.
Ooh.
Autopsy findings, vital evidence recovered from the victim's stomach during autopsy. Credit to Inspector Gregson for petitioning so doggedly for the autopsy procedure. No internal trauma noted anywhere in the body. John
But what
H.
is the
Wilson.
evidence?
What did you remove?
But the murder weapon is a dog every time. What do you mean a dueling stab to the chest?
Mhm.
You never had a dog. It's a doggy dog world, man.
It's a doggy dog world, I guess.
They stabbing now.
Yeah.
You ever play Metal Gear Solid 5?
Yes.
No.
Dogs.
Oh, yes.
Dogs stabbing people.
Yeah, dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Dogs be stabbing.
Poor Iris. She must be feeling awful. I know Mr. Sholmes is here for her, but still.
What? How? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Sholmes?
Mr. Sholmes?
Oh, dear me. So, you've noticed, I see.
But that would mean...
Did Sholmes sign it? What on earth's the matter, Miss
I
Sasato?
don't know, I haven't figured it out.
You've turned as white as a sheet.
It's this autopsy report, Mr. Naruhodo. The one from 10 years ago. The writing isn't Dr. Wilson's at all.
Huh? What do you mean? How could you possibly know that?
Because I know this writing very well. This writing is my father's.
Oops. Wait.
Wait, yo, that okay.
Wait.
But
Uh-oh.
is it a-oh?
Well,
I feel like it's gonna be an uh-oh.
Oh my
Uh-oh.
god. Oh my god.
uh-oh.
They're sisters.
What?
Uh-oh.
What?
He had a little tra-la-la around Britain, I guess, during his time. And now they're
He
sisters.
accidentally had, like, an anime protagonist child
Uh-huh.
in a different country.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Oops.
Hey! Her father's not dead.
Yay! A family!
Yay, a
We
family!
can take her back to Japan with
Yeah.
us. Oh, this is perfect.
Well, I mean, nothing's in writing yet.
Uh,
The writing is on the wall.
but also, it is in another way, though. Mikotoba was at the autopsy. I thought we knew that.
Yeah, someone said
But that
he
means
yeah.
John H. Wilson may
Doesn't
have
exist.
not been there.
What
Oh,
I'm
okay, or doesn't exist, I guess.
Not real.
not real. What I'm the most confused about though is that all of the case files
Yeah.
on Sholmes's adventures
Yeah.
match the handwriting of this autopsy. So, like, is Professor Mikotoba the actual
Wilson?
John H. Wilson from the stories?
Oh, gosh.
What? Professor Mikotoba's?
Indeed, it's true. And now you know. My dear fellows,
No, I don't know anything. In fact, I know less than I did before we started this conversation. What on earth does all this mean, Mr. Sholmes? We literally saw Wilson get shot. I saw a man in a bowler hat
Yeah.
get
Get
shot
shot.
over a stake.
Yeah.
I don't know what his name actually was.
Yeah, did we even see the time of the shot? I think that we just saw the body.
I
the
tried to
pictures.
speak to him,
Yeah.
but he was dead.
Yeah, that.
Because the idea that's slowly forming in my mind is just too extraordinary to believe.
Give it a few hundred years, and then it'll be coming all over TV.
Please, you have to explain.
You have to explain. I have to go.
People lie, GD. People lie.
Yeah, that was Mikotoba in there. Not really dead.
New
either.
country, new me. When I go to America, I'm not Clay.
Who are you?
I'm Sherlock Wilson Nyandroid,
Wow.
Esquire.
That's a very American-sounding name.
Very.
Mhm,
What are your
mhm.
favorite things as an
Uh,
American?
Eating bullets and
What is your opinion on NASCAR?
It's not as good as Formula One.
Oh, he's a European! He's a European! We found him, boys!
Damn you. Damn you and your incessant questioning.
They only tell right or left. I don't even know.
Why? Okay, I should probably talk to him. So, this autopsy report was actually penned by Professor Mikotoba then. But that makes no sense. It's not possible, Shirley. I'm calling you Shirley now, by the way, Hurley.
not possible? My dear fellow, pray take a deep breath and think again.
Yes, you're right. In some ways, it actually makes a great deal of sense.
It does?
10 years ago is when Father returned to Japan after his extended study tour in Britain. Extended study tour!
And he was talking about the length of the trip, that's for sure.
Eh, baby. And prior to his return, where was Dr. Mikotoba engaged? Mikotoba.
Oh,
Wait.
of course.
Also, okay, so really, like, my brain isn't the fastest, okay? It's no
Okay.
NASCAR.
Of course,
here.
no.
And she never knew her last name, which I thought was so weird.
Yeah.
But then she just decided to call herself Wilson because she
Yeah.
thought that was Papa's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so I'm like, So yeah, it's very plausible that her dad wasn't that at all.
No.
She's just a genius child just guessing.
Accidentally an anime protagonist. She would have had a persona if she was still in Japan. He was an assistant in Dr. Wilson's laboratory, learning about forensic science.
And as an assistant, he would have aided with the dissection work, making detailed notes, which would be assembled into the full autopsy report. Once the work was complete, the head coroner would check the contents and put his signature on the document.
In other words, the only writing of Dr. Wilson's in the report would be his signature at the end.
Ah, I see. So Iris got the wrong end of the stick, you mean? She saw that and assumed the whole report had been penned by Dr. John H. Wilson.
Which is very understandable, of course.
What a complicated situation. How are we ever going to make sense of this convoluted situation? Yeah, so you want to tell us about your partner? Thinking about it, most of what we know about you, Mr. Sholmes, comes from the published stories of your exploits.
Yes, the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, written by Iris.
And we really have no way of knowing what's fact and what's fiction.
Most troubling for you, my dear fellow, I'm sure.
Excursion guide.
So, what about this supposed partner of yours? Does he really exist or not?
Aha, you've come straight to the point, I see.
And please come straight to the answer.
I believe Iris explained it in one of her installments. He was a trusted comrade and the only person I could have truly called a friend.
And did this partner of yours truly make a record of all your cases? Are his notes really stored inside that metal chest?
Absolutely, my dear madame. Absolutely.
Push his chest into fireplace. Absolutely. So, where's your partner now? Sleeping upstairs?
We rarely meet. You see, he lives on the other side of the world.
But if this autopsy report and the records of all your old cases were penned by the same hand, and if the autopsy report was written, though not signed, by your famous partner, and if 2 + 2 is 4, and 2 × 2 is also 4, then there would only be one logical conclusion. 2 to the power of 2 is also 4.
Pray, impress me.
My math didn't, oh fuck. Your partner would have to be Eugene Mikotoba. In other words, Miss Sasato's father.
His first name's not Mister?
Upon my word, Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes?
you are coming along wonderfully. You've hit the nail on the method at last.
I did?
You finally grasped the art of deduction.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Now I shall teach you the art of seduction.
Oh. You mean to say...
Happy birthday, Professor Mikotoba.
Seems more like the art of distraction.
Allow me to introduce you
Oh.
to my great friend and partner, Mikotoba.
Damn.
The thing is, he
Ooh.
looks like Watson.
Right?
Yes.
What a twist!
What a twist!
With that twist.
Oh my goodness, cover your nipples, because there's twists are coming.
The thing
No!
about this is that every character you think you know as the character that they are someone else, which makes me believe that Sherlock Holmes isn't the Sherlock Holmes character in,
Oh my
in this
God.
game.
He's Moriarty.
He's the Moriarty.
Moriarty.
Okay.
Freaking bowler hat.
Okay. That's
Professor...
Yeah.
Sholmes and Mikotoba.
S&M.
There it is.
Team lost a really close game, heartbreaking fashion, and I'm sicker today, not COVID-to, so that's good. Not everything looking up angry today to frown.
Oh, that's so good to hear, man. Not that you're sick and not that your team lost, but that you're on your road to recovery.
Yay!
Yay.
I hope you
It's
feel better
always
soon.
darkest before the dawn,
Yeah.
is what
Yes.
Florence and the Machine says.
But get some rest.
I'm convinced there are about 30 people in the world, that's why they keep running into each other.
Yes.
Firin!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Game is basically a child simulator. Adults are always lying and no one's who they actually are.
Oh.
Greatest twist in the game.
GD!
In the books, Watson is only ever referred to by Holmes as my friend,
Huh.
and so on.
Oh.
Eugene means friend.
Eugene.
That's why you
Eugene.
asked that. What does Eugene mean? And I thought it was going to be like, Eugene these nuts or something. I was like, oh, damn it. I'm
guess-
not falling for that, GD.
Eugene means 7 SP per turn.
Man.
Oh!
I guess Waga no Waga no... Oh, what is that? Nakama. Would have been 2 on the nose. But he wasn't his Eugene. He was his Nakama, man. Translator note.
Translator
Jesus.
note. Nakama means doctor buddy.
Pray forgive the
Adam!
discourtesy of stealing your hallowed name time ritual from you, TBD. But just this once, please allow me the honor. Huff.
Ooh. They're all jumping in. They're all jumping in. Sorry, the second one broke. If you can just click on
I
it.
can play the second one.
Geef.
Eugene Mikotoba's given name means friend, referencing his friendship with Sholmes as his great partner. His surname can mean either word of God or to take someone at their word. Two halves.
Nice.
Literally
Thanks,
trusted friend. My trusted friend.
My trusted friend.
Here's my trusted friend, a trusted friend.
Okay, last one.
So in contrast to Sholmes, the character of Wilson got split into 4 characters: John H. Wilson for the name and face alone,
And the
Iris
body to
as
get
the
shot.
biographer, Mikotoba as his actual partner, and Ryunosuke as the straight man Wilson.
Tasso!
Thanks, Tasso.
And all that goes to prove is that Wilson did a lot of work in the books.
Yeah.
Probably more than Sholmes. And Argo, thank you for 11 months.
Get out, nerd. Hey, thank you, Argo.
And now they're united, just like you and Tom. Yeah, that's what happened when Tom showed up. We opened a box, someone was unconscious, we laid on top of each other for a while,
Oh, no.
and then we talked about it.
Yeah. Great
Duh.
connections.
Does this
Thank you,
mean
everyone.
that you're the real Dr. Wilson?
No, my dear. I'm still old self, Eugene Mikotoba. Your father. Oh.
How does it feel having your first line in like a day and a bit?
Oh, rusty, I say.
Yeah.
Full of them WD-40s.
Nice. Oh, do you have a smaller can of WD-40 in case your big can of WD-40 gets stuck?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
This is obviously too much for Sasato-san to take in.
Don't worry, you and me right there, Sato. I must say, though, how my old friend has attained worldwide celebrity as a great mystery solver is the greatest mystery of all.
I still remember the first time we met. Pray remind me, what was it again, Mikotoba? I remember it clearly, but you can tell me about it.
16 years ago, Sholmes.
Ah, yes, quite. 16 years ago.
I just arrived from Japan with Seishiro and Genshin. I was in search of lodgings close to the hospital, some comfortable rooms at a reasonable price.
But rents are devilishly high in that particular area.
That's right. So I decided I needed someone to share lodgings and the expense. And was fortunate enough to be introduced to Sholmes, who found himself in a similar situation.
I was a callow fellow back then, a mere shadow of the great detective you see before you now. I was working at the hospital's chemical laboratory at the time, indulging my curiosities for a little gain.
And the situation of a cohabitation led us to pursuing cases together, you see.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
Hard to believe it was a mere six years. We had a great many adventures.
But in the last year of Mikotoba's stay in Britain, that most infamous case presented itself. The case with which you've become rather familiar yourselves. The Professor killings.
How old is Iris?
10.
I'm gonna leave it for now. After the trial, Seishiro and I were summoned back home.
Hardly surprising, given the circumstances.
So there you have it. As you know, all the details recorded by my trusty chronicler remain in that metal chest.
This is just amazing. Professor Mikotoba really is Mr. Sholmes' famous partner. Uh-oh. I think Sasato has some questions.
Father,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Goodness, my dear. What a cutting look.
Uh-oh.
as your daughter, I'm very proud to learn that you were the great detective's great partner.
Ooh. Here's the soft part of the compliment sandwich.
Yeah.
Here comes the sour meat.
But, nevertheless,
Oh, there was a little mayo before it.
there's another mystery that I really must ask you to explain now.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
And that is...
You know very well what it is.
Uh-oh.
The unresolved matter of Iris's father.
Uh-oh. Oh, of course! I'd almost forgotten about that one.
I really should have seen this coming, I suppose.
Yes.
My heart is pounding right now.
You're like, who is it?
So about Iris's father.
Iris told us that all of the notes about the great detective's adventures that are in that metal chest were written by her father. Isn't that correct, Mr. Sholmes?
That is indeed what I told young
Ah.
Iris.
Okay.
But if you're Mr. Sholmes' partner father, and you wrote all those case notes, then Iris's father must be you.
Well, we're getting there.
Oh!
Upon my words, Miss Usoto, you are coming along wonderfully as well.
Uh-oh.
You too have hit upon the method at last.
No.
I've got to say, if this is the case, how do you have two daughters in two separate countries and you fail to be a father to both of them?
That's what when I was like, I'm not.
Typically,
I was gonna wait till this moment.
you do at least you parent at least one.
You abandon one
You
daughter.
abandon one.
You go to the
and
other.
You parent the other if it's not possible. But you just go, I'll just.
That's why I asked for the date. So he's like, oh man, I got this newborn daughter. Hey,
Yeah.
life gets hard.
Yeah.
You know what? I had forgiven.
It seems he's allergic to newborns.
Yeah, he left because you know what, life's tough, and he left her in good hands. Hopefully in Japan.
Oh.
Okay, he goes over to Japan. The moment he gets another daughter, he's like, ooh, actually,
These are not great hands. I don't know.
Ugh.
Hi, Sholmes. Here's my daughter. Bye.
I was really sad that my wife died and that I left my daughter behind, so I made another one, and here you go, goodbye.
I mean, I get it with the whole thing that happened. They probably had to leave with
Yeah.
tension and whatnot, but yeah.
But then, why did you take your daughter? What?
Good
Hey,
question.
Iris, you're my daughter. I'm just gonna come on home with you.
She had pink hair, Tom.
Oh,
Obviously, she had to
She's
have
a
a tragic.
protagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a protagonist. She
Yeah.
needed the tragic backstory.
Mikotoba knew. He knew.
Sholmes yelled at him as he left. No, it's only going to add to our tragic backstory.
Yeah, I know. So this is where I gotta know.
You finally grasped the art of deduction.
Okay.
What you've always told me, father, is that my mother died when I was born 16 years ago. And you left me in grandmother's care whilst you embarked on your study tour of Britain. And I've always accepted that. But
Studying is really hard.
all this about Iris,
Ooh, there it is! Susato-san's ice cold stare. Oh boy, it's entertaining when it's not directed at you. Right, me?
Sorry, popcorn's real good.
No, now, wait a minute. It's very complicated. I mean, it's really not what you think.
Oh.
then perhaps you'd like to explain exactly what it is.
Huck him, Susato.
Into
right
the fire.
into the fire.
There it is. Now the eyes go from ice cold to red hot just before she.
Oh no, we're getting flipped.
No, really, you've got the wrong end of the stick. Sean, say something, man.
Ah.
He's like, well, time for me to go. That's quite enough, my fiery fellows.
Mr. Sholmes, when did he get all dressed up?
Whilst I don't like to interrupt this exciting exploration of the past, Mikotoba and I have an urgent matter that requires a short excursion, not execution.
But it's very late, Mr. Sholmes. Where must you go?
Why, my dear madame? Is that not obvious? My partner and I must pursue our natural enemies. So, get your coat, Mikotoba. The game is afoot.
Oh, they have to go on a short excursion. Their natural enemy, responsibility.
Into one's daughters.
Yes. But Mr. Sholmes said, I told Iris that was
Yeah.
her father's writing.
Those are indeed the words that I said.
Yes. So, I think there could be a twist. I really, dear God, I hope there's a twist. Like,
There always is a tweet.
Always a twist.
don't let Mikotoba have done this twice.
The game is afoot.
This is one reason why, even though originally done for copyright reasons, Sherlock Holmes fits in AA as a separate character than Holmes.
What?
Oh,
Who's
Cyber
Holmes?
Saiyan.
Are you telling me that there's a character like Sherlock or Sherlock Holmes in different media?
What?
I'll have to check that out. I don't think they're related though. They seem pretty different
They
to me.
seem very different to me.
Yeah, totally separate.
In no way the same.
In no way the same.
And of course, Holmes and Mikotoba first meeting in a hospital lab mirrors that of Holmes and Watson in the
Who?
very first story from 1887, A Study in Scarlet.
Oh, what a coincidence. Weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nyan's voice
Spike.
acting is elevating this entire playthrough.
Pikes Peak, we're all doing it together. We're all elevating it together. Thank you.
No, you can't prove that. I can prove that I'm elevating this playthrough.
You are? Yep. Watch the desk just fall right
I was
off.
gonna say we could have just crouched.
Prepare the camera.
Oh my
Give me the
God.
line one more time.
You have so many good bits that you can do with an elevator. Oh, gotta get out of this situation.
So get your coat, Mikotoba. The game is afoot.
But Jones, I really must give Sasato a full explanation, I think.
Later, my dear fellow, late. Oh, don't put the flags in his pocket. Later, my dear fellow, later. Our carriage awaits downstairs already.
Gets into carriage, horses explode.
Those weren't horses. Those were just stacks of dynamite made to look like horses.
You haven't changed one iota, have you? I mean, really. I visited our home after 10 long years. Our home?
Our home?
And when I opened that chest to find it fit of nostalgia, I quite inexplicably pass out.
Should probably investigate the cause of that. Take another look at the chest.
What could it have been? Oh. And as if that wasn't enough, when I eventually regained consciousness, I plunged straight into all this.
Father, please. Go with Mr. Sholmes now.
What? What?
I've no doubt that whatever happened, you were acting in everyone's best interests. I trust you completely.
That takes a lot of guts.
Sasato.
And sending the great detective and his great partner off on a renewed adventure together is more than I could have ever hoped in my wildest dreams.
Aww.
Very well then. We'll speak again later.
So, I believe your own work is done for the day. I wish you the best of luck for tomorrow.
Yes, Naruto. Good luck in battle and in reaching a decision.
A decision? About whether to go back to Japan, I suppose.
Oh yeah, he did pose us with that, didn't he?
Uh-huh.
He's like, come to
So much
Japan.
happened that
Ooh.
day that I barely knew what to do with myself. It would only be later that I'd come to realize how amidst the chaos I'd unleashed were all the clues I needed to finally unearth the truth. And that all the turmoil was necessary to give me the resolve to see everything through.
That's why this is called the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. I got chills from that.
Oh,
They're multiplying?
Yeah.
Whoa! You're losing control!
Yeah.
why did it say end?
Because we're done the chapter.
What?
Really?
We're on to the last chapter,
What?
I guess.
Wait, last chapter is starting?
But no one was not convicted.
Did. I guess.
Oh, final chapter. The resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Ooh, I have
Damn.
I have chills.
Naruhodo.
I have chills.
I'll be right back. Damn. I'll leave you on that.
Yes, okay.
Also, look at Ray over there looking cool.
I know. She's so good.
God dang.
Yeah,
I was-
goosebumps.
Goodly bumps. I'm so afraid. Once you said that they went on a trip to deliver all of those flags
Yeah.
tonight, I'm like, oh God, is he gonna then be the next case?
No.
No, but
No.
it seems that we're in the last. We have to solve this case, and if we're in the last chapter, they can't put the end of a case and then start another. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't even know.
It
Who
doesn't make any
knows?
sense.
This game has been crazy with everything.
Yeah. Yeah, something's going on here. Something's going on. But then who's Iris's dad? Are we Iris's dad? Is that what's gonna happen here?
Who's Iris's mom?
Yeah. Who is Iris? Who's Iris's mom? Who? I guess we don't get to learn who Susato's mom is. That's just not what we get.
Unless they have the same mom.
What? And she never died? Oh my God! And then they actually are full sisters.
They're full sisters!
And mom didn't die. They just had to go over there together. I wish that'd be such a dream. And then Mikotoba, good dude again. But then where's mom been? Died. She's the murderer from the wax museum.
She's Courtney Scythe.
She's Courtney Scythe. That explains literally everything. Literally everything. There are no questions left if Courtney Scythe is Iris's mother.
We figured it out.
Yeah.
Mapped it all out, eh?
Yep.
To be more specific, Clay's physical gags elevate every playthrough, you cheeky Canadian you.
Oh no. See, it's an optical illusion. The ship is sinking,
Yes.
and yet I'm remaining at the same level.
Wow.
So it looks as though.
Yeah.
Or wait, am I sinking?
No,
I don't know.
that means that you
Whatever.
are sinking.
Yeah, perfect.
In relation to the world, you are sinking. In relation to the ship, you are right where you've always been.
Happy birthday to my stepdaughter,
Oh!
Yukari Takeba. Here's to another year of me fucking your mom.
Oh shit! Personi Mugoni!
I missed that last part, but whatever.
Fucking what, mate?
Certified. Bitch. I missed that.
Oh
certified
my God.
bitch.
Thank you. I don't. Maybe. I don't know.
It's just some of my favorite dialogue for sure. I want to go through.
Yukari Takeba?
Yeah, just being a savage.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. I don't know. Cheers.
Happy birthday.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Oh my God.
Whoop.
Final. I thought that last chapter was going on real long.
Mm-hmm.
The resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. So fancy.
It is. Oh, we don't get an intro. We don't even get like. Oh, because of course it's not a Shulm story.
No.
It's Ryunosuke's story.
It's our own story.
Oh.
Wow.
Remix?
I don't know. I just don't remember that intro. It sounds a bit more hardcore.
Yo,
than
yeah, this
usual.
is slapping.
Yeah.
They had the anvil. So, the time's finally come. Today we unravel everything.
Oh, she take.
I'll be counting on your support more than ever today, Miss Sasato. But I'm not gonna lie, you don't really look into it. Yep. Miss Sasato?
Ah! Oh no! What's the matter, Mr. Naruhodo? Why are you upside down?
It's been a long time. Nothing. Just saying that I'll be relying on your support today.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Of course. I know I can be rather incompetent at times, but I shan't let you down.
Shan't. Great word.
Would you mind helping me on my feet then?
Oh dear. I'm really very sorry.
Sasato-san isn't her usual self at all. But that's hardly surprising, I suppose. She's just found out that her father is the partner of a world-famous detective. Not to mention...
Good morning, sir.
Ah, yes. Lord Von Zeeks!
Thank you
my favorite
for
part.
all of your efforts yesterday.
What? Did I hear that correctly?
What?
No, nothing. Just, I hope we can clear things up today. I really can't make this man out.
Try making out with him then.
Ah. His face says, I hate you, but his words are almost jovial today. In fact, he hasn't been very Reaper-like at all since this began yesterday.
Lord Von Zeeks isn't the Reaper, Mr. Naruhodo.
Good point.
A Reaper. I suppose, in hindsight, I shouldn't have allowed that misconception to go unchallenged.
Huh?
It was my
Tacit?
I think Tacit, yeah.
Tacit.
my tacit acceptance of that pseudonym.
My failure to stop the Reaper becoming something more than a mere legend.
That has led to all of this.
But you're not to blame for that, Lord Von Zeeks.
It's only because serious crime in the capital dropped off so sharply when the public started calling you that. That's why you didn't say anything, isn't it?
To be frank, I'm not sure that was the sole reason.
What do you mean?
There was a rumor at the time the Reaper was really the ghost of my late brother.
I believe it.
That, having been slain by that evil killer, Clint's restless spirit returned as some sort of demigod. To wield a deadly blade of justice where I, by dint of the law, could not.
Yes, we've heard that story too.
When I lost him, I felt as though I'd lost my guiding light. I didn't know where to go, what to do. And so, in some small way, I wonder if perhaps those rumors made me feel his absence a little less keenly.
Aww.
Even if I knew it was just an illusion, just some nonsense conjured up by an over-imaginative public.
He was obviously extremely important to you. Lord Clint Von Zeeks.
Well, what's important now is uncovering the truth. That's all that matters. I know that you didn't take anyone's life. And I intend to prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt in court today.
I never thought I'd say this, but I can see it in your eyes. That burning desire to cut through all the lies and deception. I can't deny it any longer. You are a lawyer of absolute integrity.
Thank you.
Now tell me, why do I detect the scent of an expensive tea leaves in the air?
Small child. Oh! Iris! When did you get here?
Oh!
I brought you one of my special blends. Hurley loves it. He says it helps him to clear his head.
I thank you.
Oh.
That's surely the first and last time I'll ever see a sight like this. That's sweet. You seem different today, Iris.
Oh?
Sort of subdued, I suppose.
I am not.
What happened yesterday is obviously still playing on her mind a lot. She's clearly very troubled about having stolen that autopsy report from Dr. Sei's laboratory.
All right, then. Good luck to you both. I have to make a move now.
Uh-oh, what? Oh, shit!
Oh, damn.
Oh, you're not staying?
Oh. I thought you'd watch today's proceedings.
Well, I'd like to cheer you on, obviously, but I've got lots to get ready.
Get ready? For what?
Oh, yes. Would you like this?
Aw. Isn't that one of the little felt dolls that's usually dangling from your knapsack?
Yes, it's a lucky charm, a little Hurley that I made once.
Hurley. It looks more like a Hairley to me.
That's cute.
If for some reason you completely run out of options in the trial today, then just pull this little Hurley's ears as hard as you possibly can.
It's a grenade.
What? Pull his ears?
And then throw him and run.
No, I thought it was like one of those like panic sirens.
Oh.
They like pull them and they make like really, really loud
Yeah.
noises.
I
Yeah.
thought it was like a Christmas cracker.
Ah. Maybe he just poops.
Ah.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Pull his ears?
That's right. It's a way to bring good luck. And I think you might need it.
Iris's lucky charm has been entered into the court record. A little doll of Mr. Sholmes in hair form. I've been told to tug its ears if I run out of options in the trial today. Which I definitely will.
Yeah.
You think what we'll need is luck?
I just sneaked a peek inside the courtroom. And it seemed very different to normal.
Yes, it would seem that a certain someone has decided to pull out all the stops.
What does that mean?
He brought in the diorama.
What about Mr. Sholmes, Iris?
I don't know. He was out all night and he hadn't come home until by the time I left this morning.
Oh, I see.
Was Professor Mikotoba out all night too? Do you think, Miss Sasato?
Yes, it would seem so. I telegrammed the hotel this morning. And apparently they didn't come back to their rooms last night at all.
They?
Father and Judge Jikoku, I mean.
Judge Jikoku too?
That's right. Nobody appears to have seen either of them since yesterday.
Counsel for the defense and the defendant! Court is about to be in session. Please make your way inside the courtroom at once, sir! Haven!
Good luck then, Runo. Good luck, Susie.
Yes. Thanks, Iris.
And you, Mr. Reaper? I hope it all goes well.
Once again, I thank you for the delicious tea. It was very soothing.
Oh, I'm so glad.
We must go inside now, Lord Von Zeeks.
Woo.
Tom, don't worry, I still have hope that your blow dart theory will come into play before the game ends.
We're gonna get there.
Fingers crossed.
Man!
Hashtag blow dart theory is best theory.
What
Thanks,
if
man.
the bunny, when
Bunny.
you pull its ears,
Yeah.
is
Boom.
actually a blow dart?
Blow dart.
Oh!
Right out the butt.
Right up the butt.
We said it pooped.
This is it, the last chapter. Are you ready for shocking twist?
I'm ready for shocking twists. Multiples.
I'm ready for shocking twister, where for when if you fall,
I'm ready.
you get shocked.
Ooh,
Shocked.
Wow. Oh, we should have that.
Shocking twister.
Little shock collar on me.
I'll pee while this happens. I'll be right back. real fast.
Sure. Oh.
Oh.
I love this
And-
game's presentation and that title card fits, but I can't help but think someone found Windows Movie Maker and Vivaldi font.
Hey, maybe. Save costs where you can, I guess.
Yeah.
Thanks, Elanga.
Thank you.
Hey, don't
Dark.
worry, Jajato. You've never been accused of murder.
Yet.
You're already way above the worst assistant in Ace Attorney. It's hamburgers.
Now.
Okay, now, we take kindly to all folks around here, all right? I'm just saying.
It's okay to be, wrong.
It's okay.
It's okay to have
okay.
It's fine.
Whew. Spicy.
Lord Von Zeeks has always been the formidable prosecutor that I've had to lock horns with in court. But not today. Today I battle with another, in pursuit of the truth. My best friend, Kazuma Asogi, who I trust more than anyone else in the world. Now I understand what it was that drew me here to Britain all those months ago. Now I know exactly what destiny had in store for me. It's all been leading up to this one day, to this one trial, to this one final reckoning.
What? No judge?
It feels even more oppressive here than it did yesterday. I'm expecting the Honorable Judge Mori to start presiding here with all these twists and
Oh, man.
daddy things going on.
I think Judge Chikoku.
I both hope so and hope not, and I really hope it's not both of them. Otherwise, I'm going to have to figure something out.
Yeah. What's really funny about this is it's like, I've come to Britain to learn about their, justice system. Everyone in the court so far now is Japanese, and if there's a Japanese judge,
Oh, yeah.
what is even happening?
Full circle.
Full circle.
There are cold stares piercing me like knives from all sides today.
Mr. Naruto, look!
Ah! Not what we thought it was going to be! Twist!
Shit!
Twist!
Twist!
Lord Strongheart! Kazuma must have known beforehand. Well,
This was not anything we prepared for. You can be a judge?
right?
I didn't expect him.
The ramifications of this trial now far extend beyond the murder of one Scotland Yard inspector. In fact, events have come to light that threaten to rock the very foundation of our country's legal system.
The escape of a condemned criminal on the nights of his execution, the subsequent unlawful shooting of the man, and the revelation that prison staff must have been complicit in the jailbreak.
Britain is currently hosting influential members of the judiciary from countries all around the world. It is imperative that we uncover the truth in these proceedings to avoid international embarrassment. By royal decree, this will continue to be a closed trial. And one over which I, Male Strongheart, exercise total and unequivocal authority.
The 6 juror flames just...
Naruhodo loses, everyone go home.
Yeah. I mean, I have 6.
As was the case in yesterday's proceedings, those here present in the public gallery are distinguished members of our judiciary, assembled to bear witness to a fair judicial process. In other words, a collection of your acolytes, Lord Strongheart. On a personal note, I find this most distressing, Lord Von Zeeks. You are a prosecutor of exceptional talent. Much like your brother Clint, in fact.
Oh, unicorn slam!
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session for the trial of Barak Von Zeeks, who officially stands accused of murder.
Oh.
Counsels for the prosecution and defense. You are in full readiness to proceed. The defense is ready, my lord.
As is the prosecution.
Was this basically like the one chance in the entire series for anyone ever to voice a judge? Or anyone else, I mean?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes, makes sense.
It really
Except
was.
for Canadian judge, I guess, that one time.
Oh yeah, I did Canadian Judge, eh?
Yeah.
Root toot in time.
Yesterday's proceedings brought to light a shocking and disturbing fact. There was a side to the victim, Inspector Tobias Gregson, that was unknown to his superiors at Scotland Yard.
Yes, he was carrying out operations in secret, which Scotland Yard knew nothing about.
And in those clandestine operations, he had an accomplice.
Mr. Daily Vigil, who would be given the inspector's identification and present himself around the capital in order to establish credible alibis for Gregson. In that way, Gregson appeared to be carrying out his regular Scotland Yard work when in fact, he wasn't.
At the end of yesterday's session, Mr. Vigil, who had been suffering from amnesia, regained his memory. It would appear he buried his memories of time deep inside himself as a means of self-preservation. Because whilst he was engaged as chief warder at Barclay Prison, he abetted the convict's escape.
Mr. Vigil is currently recuperating at St. Sinners. He's recovered enough to give a signed statement about his movements on the day prior to the incident. He's formally admitted to posing as Gregson whilst investigating the Red-Headed League.
Which brings us to the crucial issue of the victim's time of death. The defense yesterday proposed a suggestion that the victim may have been killed one day earlier. This was based largely on the discovery that the victim's pocket watch had not been wound.
The prosecution has something to report on that subject, my lord.
Really? Go ahead, Prosecutor Asogi.
I met once again with the coroner yesterday to discuss the issue. She confirmed that the defense suggestion could not be ruled out. It's entirely possible that Inspector Gregson was killed on the 31st of October, the day before his body was discovered. I have here an updated autopsy report that includes the amended details.
No! That's mine! I was to present it! It was my trump card! But the official opinion of the investigation team was made clear yesterday. That the time of death was at 5 p.m. on the 1st of November.
There are indications of an attempt to disguise the real time of death, however. It seems that the natural decaying process of the victim's body may have been slowed by keeping it chilled.
That's out of the question. There are no refrigeration devices in that part of London large enough to accommodate a human corpse. My lord, this is more than just conjecture. There's evidence to support the idea. We must investigate it thoroughly. Very well. The court will accept the new report as evidence. However, if this updated report is deemed to be accurate, it would give renewed significance to the movements of the victim on the day before the Fresno Street incident.
It would, yes. Especially since on that day, Inspector Gregson was using Mr. Vigil to cover up his real movements. It's conceivable that he was killed in the course of his secret activities.
Do I sense that the prosecution has some information regarding those activities?
Maybe. Scotland Yard put an enormous effort into investigating that precise matter yesterday. I think we should begin by presenting the results of that investigation work. So the prosecution calls its first witness now.
Woo-wee!
Oh!
GG.
As is tradition, the inspector.
Okay.
Asking in case chat
Catherine.
knows, what is the symbolism of a unicorn? It's the second time I've seen it used in GovT, first time being Attack on Titan.
Catherine!
Unicorns are arbiters of justice, dishing out unbridled judgment upon those that are deemed deserving of such punishment. And the horn is a representation of the aggression needed to penetrate. I don't fucking know. Sorry.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yes.
I think that's sort of accurate. I mean, In the sense of like a person, if you're like, oh, that person's a unicorn, it's where they tick all your boxes.
Oh.
Ah, yes.
Because they couldn't possibly be real.
Exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an old reference.
How do we make last part of the game interesting right off of the bat? Judge change, baby.
Judge change!
So, is Strongheart now Lord Judge Juror Chief Justice Strongheart? Or, Judge Chief Justice Juror Lord Strongheart? Maybe, Lord Juror Judge Chief Justice Strongheart? Or even, Juror Chief Justice Judge Lord Strongheart?
Shot.
Ben!
Ben!
you.
Thanks, Ben.
Cheers.
I'll go with villain.
Oh shit, whatever happened to that guy?
Bolshevik?
I guess he was just a red herring.
Yeah, I guess so. Sad. Sad, really.
The Russian juror?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
With his mouse?
Nina and all that.
Yeah. I guess my whole freaking parent swap.
Who knows? It could show up at the
It could show up
11th hour.
Strongheart, I know, personally. I have a reference corpse that I tried to push into everyone's fridges in that area. It didn't fit.
Oh, Alan Gale, thank you.
Ellen, thank you. Inspector Gina Lestrade reporting Sentive of Scotland Yard.
Oh.
A self-conferred rank, but never mind.
That's funny.
Gina? Again?
What's your problem, Odo? What's with that? Gina again, look, eh? The boss meant the world to me. He done more for me than anyone else ever did.
Oh. Inspector Gregson, you mean?
He got me out of the back slums, out of the East End, and took me under his wing. Taught me that life could have purpose. So that's why I'm the best person to be standing here speaking for him. Oh, Gina.
Right. All out of the goodness of Gregson's heart. Not at all that he had his arm twisted by Mr. Sholmes. No.
What's relevant to these proceedings is that the outcome of Scotland Yard investigations yesterday has revealed that the victim was carrying out some assignment the police knew nothing about.
Very troubling.
That face. Lord Strongheart knew!
So, Inspector Lestrade, let's hear exactly what it says in that report.
Coming right up, sir.
The victim's movements.
All yard detectives are supposed to follow orders and investigate what they're told. But a little search of the boss's office turned up a notebook which had a load of secret meetings in it. According to that, the boss was looking into some smuggled goods dealings that day. Looks like it was a big job and all, but the coppers weren't onto it yet. What matters most is there's witnesses who saw the Reaper at that place too.
Smuggled goods?
I don't know, do I? Just tell me what was written in the book.
Tobacco, tea, spices, medicine. Goods of all sorts of flow into London by illegal channels from across the globe. It's well known that they're disposed of at regular black markets that take place in the capital. But the police are rarely able to locate them in time.
So Inspector Gregson was investigating one of these black markets.
It's been suggested that high-ranking government officials may have been involved in black market activity. No doubt Gregson was trying to avoid details of his investigations being leaked to involved parties. That would explain why he was operating on his own authority, without the Yard's knowledge.
And do we know where the dealings were taking place this time?
In a particular room of a certain exclusive London gentleman's club.
Ooh, the NyanCave.
And on the day in question, the accused is known to have been there. That's the conclusion of Scotland Yard's investigation into the matter.
Oh, that can't be. We haven't heard anything about any of this.
Members of the club have testified to it. There's no question. The accused, Barak von Zeeks, was present.
That would be very significant testimony then.
Oh my, but Lord Van Zeeks has made no mention of this at all.
In short, Lord von Zeeks had an ample opportunity to murder the victim.
Whew. One of these days, he's gonna get stuck in it. Very well then. Counsel for the defense, begin your cross-examination.
All your detectives are supposed to follow orders and investigate what they're told.
So, you follow orders, do you, Gina? Do you?
What's that supposed to mean? Nah, not me. I'm above all that, see?
Nice. Oh,
The boss always had special orders for me. Grab us some fish and chips, or go and give Toby his grub, that kind of thing.
so errands more than orders then.
This detective is still an apprentice after all.
Yeah, well, this apprentice ain't one to sit around and wait to be told what to do, even by the boss. That's why I've been doing my own investigation into what happened. Didn't find much at first. But a little search at the boss's office turned up a notebook that had loads of secret meetings in it.
Name time. Male means chief and strong heart is a pun on strong heart. But his full name is a pun on maelstrom heart. Huff.
Yo, TBD. That's a great donation.
His Japanese name is Heart Vortex.
Oh.
A vortex is a violent whirlpool, or a point of violent and chaotic activity. Meaning that his name basically means Heart of Chaos.
Oh.
Two halves.
Cool.
Yo, cool TBD.
That's really cool.
Thank you, TBD.
Thank you. I want a cool name like that. So you went through Inspector Gregson's things.
Yup, as part of the independent Lestrade investigation.
I'm sure your superiors would be delighted that you're taking the initiative. Hopefully.
So, I snuck into his office when no one else was about. Because if anyone else in the yard had seen me going in there, they'd have turfed me straight out the street.
This is sounding less and less like an investigation and more like something else.
The prosecution understands that it was this very detective who discovered the notebook.
You got that right. Nothing gets past Inspector Lestrade and her trusty assistant, Chief Inspector Toby. We found it in one of his desk drawers that had a secret compartment.
False bottom, sorry.
False bottom.
That's
False bottom.
impressive.
So, then I went to hide myself and no one could find me, so I could have a butcher's at what was written in it. Because if anyone at the yard found me out, they'd have turfed me straight out on the street. I've given it in now, though, ain't I? And if it weren't for me, we never would have been found.
Why is the intern testifying? Because the intern does the jobs that no one else wants to do. And doesn't get paid for it.
It's your fault, Clay. You showed
Cyber.
Asogi the report in his office, giving
Damn
him
it.
the idea to update it himself. You have only yourself to
Oh.
blame /s.
Damn it!
Dang. Dang darn.
I'm just so
It's true.
excited.
You just got too
I'm
excited.
so excited.
So excited?
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Like a sogi, but a so excited.
I'm so excited.
Do you have any idea where those dealings were taking place?
Yup. It was all there in the boss's notes. Let's see if I can remember.
As I already said, the illegal dealings were due to take place at a gentleman's club.
Yes, I remember. But I was hoping to find out the name of the club.
That won't be necessary.
What?
What?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, what?
It's conceivable that the club might be used again in the smugglers' future, or by the smugglers in future. Therefore, the prosecution has been asked not to reveal the name in these proceedings.
What? But only the trustworthy people of the judiciary are here. Surely they would not misuse this information.
No.
Do you think I could get some Beyblades there? The ones with like the heavy metal rings?
Yeah, the good ones.
The good ones?
The ones with razor blades on them?
Oh, wow. Holy shit.
I don't know what all this fuss is about. It's right here. All I gotta do is read it out. And I could too. I got this reading game buttoned up now.
Yay!
It's the Moolah.
Moulin Red?
I was just waiting for you to go. I was like, what? I don't have any end to this bit. Cut me off.
I imagine everyone was waiting in the court. They were like,
She's gonna get there. She's gonna get there.
I'll show you what I can do. Go on, what's the arm?
the judge hasn't signaled his objection yet. I could try to find out. What should I do?
I insist.
This is a closed court. The proceedings are confidential.
That's what he said.
There shouldn't be any possibility of the information being leaked. As I explained, there's some possibility of politicians being involved in this affair. The prosecution is rightfully exercising caution, I imagine.
No, my lord.
The prosecution has no objection. I don't give a shit about you. I'm
Meanwhile,
from
Gina-
Japan.
Mael Strongheart's office. Kazuma?
There's no question that Inspector Gregson was looking into these black market dealings. However, it's not yet been established that he was on that particular trial on the day in question. If the defense requires to know the club's name, the prosecution has no intention of being obstructive.
Why don't I just read it quietly to myself?
Right then, I get to show off my reading skills.
Adorable.
Apparently, the smuggled goods was...
Unicorn mythology includes an innate ability accurately judge people, so they're a match for justice imagery. They're also part of the UK coat of arms.
Oh. Dora!
Thank you.
Thanks. Apparently, the smuggled goods deal was going to happen at a gentleman's club called The Grouse.
Hey, we know about that place.
Oh yeah, where people go to grind.
Yes.
Nice. There's a
Mountain.
mountain hike called the Grouse Grind. It's
Yeah.
very uphill.
Very uphill, yeah.
It's
Very
designed to be unpleasurable.
Yeah.
It is.
It's like, I
There's
don't
a
know.
gondola that takes you down because most people don't want to walk down it after.
I've never done it, but like hiking for me and growing up was always like a wow, ooh, let's go see pretty things. It was never like, let's do this to torture ourselves
Yeah.
for fun.
Yeah. The Grouse. What sort of club is that?
I ain't got the foggiest. Clubs ain't exactly my thing. Not let alone gentlemen's clubs. But I am kind of curious.
They're not places where a foreign student like you would be readily admitted.
Have you looked in the mirror recently?
I tell you what, me and Chief Inspector Toby could go in undercover.
I'd pay for that side story.
Yeah.
That's just Turner and Hooch.
Hey.
Could you though?
I could pick out a few good marks and see what else I could find out while I was in there.
Okay, trench coat. Toby's on top.
Yeah, Toby.
Right this way, Sir Parkington.
That guy's not a dude, he's a dog!
How dare you
you.
insult Sir Parkington? He's been in our establishment since he was a puppy.
So sorry. Old reference. I really don't think you should go picking out anything. That's good. Anyway, that's where these black market dealings were going to take place, is it?
Yeah, it's gotta be. That's what the lower ranking detectives at the yard reckon.
Says the even lower ranking detective.
Looks like it was a big job and all, but the coppers weren't out onto it yet.
So, how had Inspector Gregson come to find out about it in that case?
That's the question, ain't it? But I'm just an apprentice, so.
And why didn't he inform Scotland Yard of his findings?
Yeah, that's what I was asking myself. Because, you know, I'm just an apprentice.
When it suits you, yes.
Anyway, the point is, something went on in that club, no question.
And you can't say for certain, though. Surely. regular Anakin Skywalker over here.
What matters most is there's a witness what saw the Reaper there at the place too.
Hold it!
Lord Von Zeeks was at the club.
He was getting stanky with it. Getting real low.
Yes,
Lord Von Zeeks at the club.
Bumping, grinding, getting at the club.
Yeah, he got kicked out though. Throwing bottles and had his boots on the table.
Nasty business that.
He was. Detectives who visited the club yesterday to make inquiries have confirmed it.
That was the reference, Cecily. You got it.
Several members have reported seeing. Several members report having seen the accused being admitted to the room in question with goods.
As a guest.
As a guest.
It looks like there's no disputing that he was there then.
Well, we know that Lord Von Zeeks was investigating Inspector Gregson, don't we? Perhaps he'd already discovered the inspector's secret notebook.
Which led him to the club, you mean? Maybe.
With the boots, with the fur, the fur.
Presumably then. There are also eyewitnesses who can testify that Gregson was there.
None have been identified at this time, no.
So the all-important victim wasn't seen at this mysterious club.
Oi! What are you asking Inspector Lestrade here, eh?
So that's all I've got to work with. Gina's not holding back with that ice-cold stare of hers, is she?
I really don't know what to make of all this.
Lord Von Zeeks told us that he was investigating Inspector Gregson, but he never once mentioned that he met the inspector the day before the incident.
You don't think Lord Von Zeeks could have been lying to us, do you?
That's not the only way to explain this. If everything Lord Von Zeeks has told us is true, then there must be a mistake in this testimony somewhere.
You mean there are details we've yet to uncover?
Exactly. A clue, perhaps, that even Gina hasn't noticed. That's where we should be looking for here.
Unicorns tend to be used to symbolize purity and beauty. They are also very rare, so symbolically it's a rare beauty. Works for justice.
Oh.
Dark iron. Thank you.
Dark iron.
So, the thing is, they're talking about something that Gina doesn't know.
Right.
Gina doesn't know. Don't tell Gina.
Gina doesn't know.
And Gina didn't know that they were going to France.
Oh.
So, that's a weird one, but
What about the box that we have of his?
that's where we found the passport.
I know, but what's in there now? Because we still have it.
The passport. Let's have a look inside.
Yeah, you're right. It's just passport. There's stuff in the top there, but I don't think it's anything important.
No, they're just pockets.
And pen holders. Pockets and pen holders.
Look, there's something inside.
Ooh, let's see. It's passport.
Okay.
It was not red check though, so.
Perhaps the date of departure might tell us something that was. Oh! It was for travel on the 31st of October, just one day before the incident.
What? Really? Gregson went to France the day before his body was discovered?
Oh my god. Do you think that he went to... Because they got big-ass refrigerators on ships. I think he went there, got killed, they froze his body on the way back, and then just like...
No.
Judge Jikoku had the big-ass trunk that we kept being like, man, I bet there's a body inside that.
Who's in there? Probably Assassin.
That was present at the scene. Most logical conclusion, yes.
I think the more logical thing is that he was killed before he was supposed to leave. So he couldn't have been at the club.
I see. Yeah, okay. Oh, sure.
Unless he was at a different club.
Right.
The NyanCave trying to figure things out is basically just an episode of Celebrity Jeopardy.
We haven't even looked at that.
Which one?
The
Oh, the rap. We
puppy.
have it.
The puppy.
Puppy.
The
Wow.
bird.
And animals for 400. The android, name this animal.
Dog!
No.
Small dog!
No. Your mother, Trebek. I don't think I can examine it anywhere.
There was something to examine.
The ears! Pull the ears!
Oh!
We're in trouble now!
What a charming little rabbity version of Mr. Sholmes. Do you suppose this is how Iris sees him? Oh, you're all right, Mr. Naruhodo. Your eyes are veritably boring into the poor doll's ears.
Oh, sorry, I was just wondering. What do you suppose would happen if I were to tug its ears with all my might right now?
I'm sure that we'll find out when the time is right. To be a proper gentleman, you must really learn to learn stoic patience.
But I want to know now. What's mattered most is that's where the witnesses saw the Reapers in place 2. Oh, but no, Gregson wasn't there.
Search the boss's office, turn up a notebook that'll load us secrets. All the other detectives are supposed to follow orders and investigate what they're told. But a little search of the boss's boo-boo, apparently smuggled goods. Looks like it was a big job. The coppers weren't onto it yet. What matters most is there was witnesses what saw the Reaper at the place too. What date was that?
It was supposed to be October 31st, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the thing.
Yeah, and they said he'd been the big dead on the 31st, probably.
The Grouse, what sort of club is that?
Ain't the foggiest, but I'm kind of curious. Don't go there. You won't be welcome.
Mirror.
I'll go. We'll do the thing. I will pick out a few good marks. Is your name Mark? No.
Do you realize what this means,
Nina.
guys? Gina is the gumshooter Kazuma's Edgeworth.
Nina!
Hey.
Yes.
Thank you.
Give her all the raises.
That wasn't Gumshoe Stick.
He never got those races.
But she deserves the raises, because the thing is, Gumshoe came from everything and lost everything.
Yes.
Gina came from nothing and she's gonna gain everything.
Yes.
There's witnesses that saw the Reaper at the place too.
Okay, well what? Yeah, let's look at all of our everythings. The steamship
I don't think we can
tickets
contradict
probably.
this because people are saying, yeah, the Reaper was there. We don't even, and that's still okay. We have to prove that not that the Reaper wasn't there, but that Gregson wasn't there.
And we can't examine the back of that photo, can we?
This one, no.
No, of course not. We have so much evidence.
I know.
Pocket watch. And we looked at the pocket watch and there's nothing. His identification was fine. Waterloo.
Coppers weren't onto it yet. Smuggled goods. Wait, hold on.
Hold it!
Oh, shoot, not that one. No.
No.
Wrong one. Because I'm wondering if there's something else. Something that Gina isn't aware of.
Hold it!
I'm wondering if there's a different option here, because we picked insist.
Oh yeah.
Nope, that's it.
Okay. So point 2, notebook, secret meetings in it. Yeah, I think we can send the passport to this. A lot of secret meetings.
Because Gina doesn't know.
Gina doesn't know.
A false bottom.
A false bottom.
Hold it. Yeah. I mean, we can try it, but...
Objection!
That last statement seems a little questionable to me. What do you think, my lord?
Uh,
I see no inconsistency there. Do you?
Obviously, yes.
You could span the Straits of Dover with those wide eyes, Council, and be gone from this island forever, I hope. Do you want me to fill the English Channel with tears?
The R got cut off, so it was.
Do you want me to fill the English Channel with tea?
Yes.
I'll start a revolt.
I think it was that the coppers weren't onto it yet. The coppers were onto it.
Yeah, but I'm wondering what would represent that. So it's all I've got to work with. Ice cold stare.
Don't really know.
No. Oh, a mistake in this testimony somewhere.
You mean the details yet to uncover?
A clue, perhaps, that even Gina hasn't noticed. That's where we should be looking here.
What's all our evidence? Let's go through it one at a time, you think?
Okay. Armbands, Redheaded League,
And there's nothing else there but that.
Vigil, Pitcher.
Steamship.
Oh yeah, this got us in
it's a
good.
new chapter, so I guess everything reset.
Mm.
Professor Mikotoba has a wonderful handwriting, doesn't he? This dark-suited young man is not the least bit untrustworthy. Is it just me, or does that make me sound extremely untrustworthy?
I do wish he'd at least call you a nice young man.
I'm really not sure that would help.
I wonder why the corner's ripped off. I think it's because of the ticket, and I wonder if they do that just to like.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen this ticket.
Oh, it looks like this is some sort of steamship ticket, the SS Grouse. Oh, it's not a club, it's a boat.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
it's a boat just like you were saying, Tom.
Yes. I said that.
Yokohama departure,
I did say that.
November 1st.
Different context, wrong.
And how did they take him out? With a blow dart. Yes, I think it's called the Dunkirk on the north coast of France for the night before finally arriving in Dover.
To think, it's almost been a year since we arrived.
Yes, I agree. I have mine safely in my diary.
And I keep mine in my wallet. It's right. Oh god, it's gone.
What's the date on this particular one?
9/11.
Okay.
Objection!
Nice. I've read about these clubs that exist here in Britain. I read articles. As I understand it, they're places where well-to-do gentlemen socialize with friends and colleagues.
Don't imagine for a second that a foreign student like you would be admitted.
Oh,
Okay.
seriously? Is your mirror cracked or something? Come on. Anyways. Do we know for sure that the contraband dealings were definitely happening at a club called The Grouse?
The police are currently looking for evidence, but haven't found anything definitive yet.
And I'm sorry to say that they probably won't.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. You figure it out.
Well, okay.
I mean, that the place Inspector Gregson was secretly going to visit on the 31st of October may not have been a gentleman's club at all. You're showing a very irrelevant attitude towards our country's police force there, Council. If it wasn't a gentleman's club, then what was it? A steamship.
Period.
You think it's a ship?
I have the evidence to prove it. Here! Let me see that.
I hope he reads the back first. Oh.
This, yeah, nice. Clairvoyance. This dark-suited young man is not in the least bit untrustworthy. Oh, sorry, the other side, my lord. Be more specific next time. This would appear to be a ticket for passage upon a steamship. Yes. The SS Grouse.
Objection!
Ooh, hi.
Sure.
So there's a steamship named the Grouse that happens to share a name with the club. But I'm afraid to say, there's a flaw in your logic there.
How?
Look at the ticket. Notice the date of arrival in port?
The ship arrived at the port of Dover on the 1st of November.
The day on which the sound like a gunshot was heard on Fresno Street. In other words, on the day in question here, 31st of October, when the victim was on his clandestine mission. That ship hadn't yet docked on British shores.
That would certainly make an undercover investigation somewhat challenging.
Objection!
The fact that the steamship hadn't yet reached Britain substantiates the defense's assertion that the victim was investigating the SS Grouse on the day in question.
Then show your evidence for that assertion.
Very well.
Oh! Oh!
Huh?
Just well said. Oh yeah, that's what you want? Yeah, sure.
Didn't think I would. Watch me. Ooh. In that case, counsel for the defense, present your evidence to the court now. Evidence that substantiates your claim that the victim was investigating the SS Grouse on the 31st of October.
Hey, what? What?
Passport!
Passport! Right.
His passport.
Gotta get the massport for the passport. For the passport.
Check.
Gotta get passport.
Check his passport.
Did it say,
Departure within 1 week of the 31st.
I just assume passport has like all the things.
Yeah, I guess so. Within 1 week from? I mean, yeah, let's try it.
Take that!
What's this? A passport for travel issued to the victim. Dated 31st of October. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that just 1 day before the inspector's body was discovered, there's a distinct possibility that he wasn't even in the country.
Wow. Not looking good for Judge Jacob.
Order! Order! This document is for passage to France. It does appear to have been officially authorized. Doesn't?
Does.
Does. The day before the SS Grouse arrived at Dover. It docked on the northern coast of France for a night.
According to my father, who was on board, at the port of Dunkirk.
Dunkirk, France. What could possibly have taken the victim there?
I'm impressed, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I certainly didn't expect you to get your hands on a passport.
What? You mean you knew about this?
What?
The prosecution's strategy for this trial has been laid down by the Crown Prosecution Office.
Wait, then that would mean it's... What?
On the day before the incident, the victim was investigating contraband dealings at a London club. That's the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigation and the line the prosecution has been asked to follow. But personally, I don't agree.
Ooh.
I think the prosecutor's office is trying to hide something.
Oh! Are you allowed to say that?
That's you, though.
It's 2v1, baby!
What?
And now that you've expertly disproven their assertion, I intend to reveal what I believe that something to be.
What are you playing at, Prosecutor Sogi?
A courtroom is a forum for the truth, my lord. Which is why it's my duty to present all the facts without exception.
Let me guess. This was your intention from the outset, wasn't it?
The reason Inspector Gregson secretly made his way to the steamship docked at France on the day in question was to carry out a mission for the Reaper.
Woo! The Reaper! Ooh. Order! Order! What on earth are you saying, counsel?
The prosecution has made an assertion in court yesterday. A flashback to me making an assertion. Inspector Gregson was investigating the identity of the Reaper. When he discovered the location of the man's secret hideout, he was killed. as I'm sure everyone can imagine, by the Reaper's hand.
That's a great impression of yourself.
Thanks. I've been practicing. But in reality, the truth is the opposite of that.
What?
Inspector Gregson wasn't investigating the Reaper at all. He was, in fact, acting for the Reaper.
So, you're saying the mission he was undertaking was...
Obviously, an assassination. Barak von Zieks never carried out any of the actual killings. Whenever the Reaper's victims lost their lives, he always had a cast iron alibi. Or more like a cast iron alibi. Because he drinks wine. Which tells us that he must have had an accomplice.
And you claim that was Inspector Gregson?
What in the hell do you think you're saying, eh? My boss would never done nothing like that.
And yet, when you consider all the facts, it all makes perfect sense.
No! It can't be! We also arrived at the same conclusion, didn't we? That Inspector Gregson was operating as the Reaper.
Even so, there's no way that the person giving him his orders was Lord von Zieks. No, the true Reaper is someone else. Barak von Zieks is not the Reaper.
A predictable response from someone who's advocating for the man.
I would hope so. And even if it's true that Gregson was operating as an agent of the Reaper, the suggestion that he went aboard the SS Grouse on an assassination mission doesn't follow at all.
Oh? You have some solid reason for doubting the assertion, do you, Counsel?
Absolutely. It's very simple. On the day in question, nobody was killed aboard that steamship. Professor Mikotoba and Judge Jikoku were on that very ship. Oh my god. There's no way he could be killing people and being a judge at the same time, though. But those gloves, though. Whew.
Those gloves.
Oh,
what
those
they do,
gloves.
though.
Oh, man. Oh, those gloves.
But it does explain so much.
It really would, wouldn't it?
If someone had been assassinated, I'm certain we would have heard about it. What's so funny besides your attempt at mockery with your laugh? You're only making yourself look silly. Stop it. Stop it! Oh, God.
This guy.
You're right, of course. No suspicious deaths were reported on board the steamship.
Immature prosecutor, say what?
What?
Ah!
Judge, I strike that from the record. Let the record show that I am cool and handsome
Uh-huh.
and two swords.
Why don't you go to your judicial assistant for moral support? Oh, wait. Oh.
Technically, she is my judicial assistant in the contract that she has with me.
Oh my god.
I think that makes it worse for you. Stop trying.
Quick, Susanna, say something cool. Throw him. Throw him.
Nope.
Okay. But I think perhaps you've missed the point. That's precisely why Inspector Gregson himself lost his life.
What?
Gregson did board the SS Grouse that night with the intention of dispatching his mark. But his mission ended in failure.
Failure?
It seems that the defense hasn't yet grasped a very important detail here.
What are you talking about? What detail?
Inspector Gina Lestrade.
What?
The victim's notebook that you read an excerpt from earlier. That doesn't contain details of his secret investigations at all. It describes 10 years of assassination plots to be carried out by the Reaper of the Bailey.
Oh.
You're lying! Even if all them bludgers what got taken out had it coming. The boss weren't the Reaper. Poor Gina.
There's no question that Tobias Gregson was heavily involved in the Reaper's activities. You may just be an apprentice, but if you've spent any time in Scotland Yard, you must have heard the rumors.
I ain't heard nothing, and I don't believe a word of it.
Don't believe a word of what? Nothing.
Nothing!
Then testify again as a representative of Scotland Yard. Consider it your chance to defend your boss.
I don't.
I concur. The witness will give new formal testimony. Miss Lestrade, you will tell the court everything you know about Inspector Gregson's secret notebook.
His handy-dandy note.
And Tom elevates this playthrough with provocative displays of clairvoyant brain power.
Clairvoyant brain power. I gotta pee again. I've been drinking so much water because I've been doing so many voices.
Good. Keep
The
hydrated.
meetings happened on the big steamer.
Nice, Angry.
Yes.
Stay hydrated, folks.
There's so many twists, and this
Twists and turns.
already. I'm predicting so many more twists.
I think this is like
Dura.
the 5th time Clay has misread irreverent as irrelevant.
I think that's irreverent.
True. Absolutely true.
Yeah.
Stand by it.
You gotta read fast, though. And
Yeah.
the fun thing about the brain is that it's lazy as fuck.
So lazy. So lazy.
And yeah, like the brain power that it would take for me to read every single word letter for letter while speaking it almost simultaneously.
And giving emotion?
Emotion is not worth
No.
saying irreverent correctly.
So I'm not
'Cause
a
you basically
good.
just scan it.
I'm not a good reader. Nobody in
No.
chat's gonna argue with this,
Oh.
of course. But even IRL, not
yeah.
so great
Oh.
because I can only read every word.
Oh yeah.
It's the only way to do it.
Now you just gotta load it.
It's gonna.
You just gotta guess. It's just a lot of guesswork.
Yeah. 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 Reminder.
I can't read. I see words. Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, the thing about it is that like you have like it's a very common thing to do, but you would almost never realize it because you're almost never going to correct yourself. Like if you read irrelevant as irreverent or whatever,
Yeah.
and you do that, you just move on with your life, and it is what it is because it makes sense in your head, and there's no reason to go back and police yourself.
No. Until you're like, wait, this sentence doesn't make any. Wait. Oh, okay.
It's kind of like yeah, where it's like, no, I got every single reference to everything in that video game. It's like, well, did you get a guide? Because if you didn't get a reference, then you wouldn't realize that you missed a reference because you don't understand the reference.
You don't understand.
Therefore, the reference doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't be like, damn, I missed that reference. But then it's contradictory because in realizing you missed that reference, you got the reference. But anyways, it's
Yeah.
impossible.
This notebook does have a load of stuff about what the Reaper got up to this past 10 years. Names of the victims, dates and places and stuff. The last entry in here was on 31st October.
You ain't hooked on phonics, that's for sure. That's a fucking lie. I have played more hooked on phonics than any of you, okay? My mother paid me to play that game, and it's fine. She still plays it to this day.
I had a reading buddy in 3rd
So-
grade because I couldn't read good, so take that.
I was that buddy.
You were that buddy.
I got put into a help you read class because I didn't read good, and they
Nice.
recognized that.
Nice.
Yeah, they were like,
Yeah, we'll not allow those slanderous lies. I was not in fact hooked on phonics, but I was coerced into phonics.
paid into phonics.
He can stop any time.
Coerced into phonics, the new hit game. Yeah, I still have copies of the game. We could play it.
He said grouse for the place on that date, and then the name of the mark. There was a note about him being a criminal what got away with from the Reaper in court 10 years ago or something. But honest, the boss didn't do none of it. He was just investigating the Reaper, that's all.
Why does it have the Mark's name on his bullet then?
I don't know. Maybe he liked to name the bullets after people.
Keep. It's such a hard voice to just like do. Hey, you gotta like roll into it,
Yeah.
kind of. Keep personal opinion out of your testimony, witness. We require only established fact here. Hello. I'm
Fact
here.
is, you're a load of bollocks.
This must be so hard for her.
You can't deny it now, surely.
Wait, what did you call me?
The notebook contained the name of the final mark and the location where the assassination would take place. That's information that the victim could only have known if he was working with the Reaper.
So, who was to be this final mark?
Go ahead, Inspector Lestrade. Read the name for the court. The name that's written alongside the entry that mentions the grouse on the 31st of October.
How'd you read this then?
Reading's still not her strong suit.
That ain't the problem, alright, Edo? It's a funny name. It ain't English. It's hard to read.
Aw, crap. So it's someone from overseas.
Let me have a bash at it. Setishiro. Setishiro? Yeah, Setishiro. Jigokyu, maybe?
What? It can't be. Seishiro Jigoku?
But that's Judge Jikoku!
Seishiro Jigoku. Certainly not an English name, you're right.
Objection!
But that can't be right. I know Judge Jikoku, and I saw him the day before yesterday here in London. Honestly, I'm going to say this is absolutely exactly what happened, because I know that if I ran at Judge Jikoku and tried to kill him, I would end up in a tiny box.
Yes, absolutely.
For sure.
Not just facts. Just facts.
Sorry, I think I didn't read that. That can't be right. I know Judge Jikoku.
You did read that.
And by Ace Attorney rules, I know him, therefore he's innocent.
Yes.
And I saw him the day before yesterday here in London. So I know it wasn't him.
As I said, the Reaper failed.
Oh.
Gregson missed his chance to kill his mark and return to British shores. But the Reaper wouldn't tolerate the mistake, so he killed the inspector. Personally.
What's funny is that when he came here and we saw him in Waterloo, I legit said, man, that dude has the aura of someone who kills people.
Oh!
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I said something along those lines.
Yep.
Not that he did, because I don't think he did, but
Run the
I
tape
mean,
back.
the suit, the gloves, the muscles.
Yeah.
You know,
The hammer.
the hammer.
The Reaper, of course, being the accused. Brock von Zeeks.
I did say that, Sissy. Nice. It's an undeniably logical argument. Kazuma, you planned for the trial to go this way all along, didn't you?
Hold it!
Hi.
Ha!
Hold it. There's actually a little gravel in it. Oh, never mind. Sorry. Oh! Yes!
Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice whilst I stand accused.
I imagine that this was motion captured by one of the Real Housewives doing ballet lessons.
I've always got my,
I don't know, Chardonnay while I stretch.
it's my midday Chardonnay while I stretch out my glutes.
For my ballet. A midday Chardonnay for ballet.
My hubby loves my glutes when they're stretched
By
out.
Linda. But Lord Von Zeeks!
The accused has no right to speak uninvited in court. You will return to the dock.
Woo!
I said nothing of whether or not I am the Reaper. That's the task of this court to decide. But there is one thing I can say unequivocally.
Boot and wine?
Boot and... Oh!
That girl is no detective.
Oh! Do we have to go there?
What? No, that's right. I ain't. I'm an inspector.
Get him!
Repeating rumors heard around the yard. Reading entries from a notebook of an unconfirmed origin.
This is sad because it kind of sounds like Gina's being used again.
That's not testimony. It's practically a script. No doubt the rest of this trial will go exactly as you've clearly planned. Your hatred of me is understandable. In your mind, I'm sure I am the Reaper who sent your follower to the gallows all those years ago.
Damn.
But you're in danger of becoming a far more sinister Reaper yourself
That's what I've been saying.
by attempting to have me condemned for this feeble excuse for testimony.
What did you say?
Mr. Naruto, this is our chance.
Right, run. I mean, my lord, the defense requests that the defendant be allowed to speak. He may be privy to important information relating to the testimony just given by the witness. Oh. Oh, hello. Oh. Very well. I'll make an exception and grant this request. The defendant may remain in the witness stand for the cross-examination.
Then allow me to toast the court's impartiality.
Don't raise your glass in my direction, sir.
You think I'm impartial? Don't raise your glass at me. Go somewhere else.
Counsel for the defense. Begin the cross-examination immediately. At once, my lord. Right after these messages.
After these messages,
oh,
we'll be
Travis!
Travis!
So
Thank
fun.
you.
Hope you enjoy.
I smell a new mug. Mug hype! Guess I can grab a hoodie and a shirt to make shipping worth it.
Aww.
In other news, I hope you're all well. Currently recovering from the flu. Oh no!
Oh, no!
Oh.
But the worst seems to be behind me now. Yay. Enjoy the game. Yeah, it's good. Obligatory next mug when?
Travis,
Thanks, Travis.
prepare yourself for hydration.
Yeah, I wanna I
Hydrate.
wanna do that one, but I'm
Hydrate.
I'm scared of it. So we'll see.
Them tailored pants and the
Miles!
Wellingtons with the straps, he turned round and gave that big case file a smack.
A
Then
smack.
prosecutee got low.
Low. Miles of Edgeworth.
Miles and miles of it.
Thank you.
Kaloisi's pro.
Maybe that's for the best.
Maybe it's for the best.
Do you want me to play it?
Nah.
Sure.
Okay.
What? No, don't play it.
No, I'm.
I mean, it's
That's fine.
gross.
No,
Was
yeah,
it a
yeah.
Cleveland steamer?
Nope, British.
British.
Yeah, British.
Yeah,
Yeah, British sea lines, if
Yeah.
you will.
To be fair to Clay with all the reading, when I was in college with textbooks, I was told to read first and last sentences of paragraphs.
Yeah, that's how you can get the gist of the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Whenever I am interested in a review or something, especially if it's like a YouTube video, I always skip to the ending conclusion, and then I take anything that's interesting, and then I go and find it in the video or in the article,
Right,
and I read about it. But I get the gist of it first, and then I go back. But yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
People are salty with Van Zeek's criticizing Gina, but all his criticisms are warranted. She has to be better. Justice needs to have standards.
Dark Iron.
Damn, harsh, but can't argue. Can't argue with that.
Improve yourself.
Ooh.
That's fun.
Jeez, I've
Ah,
only been
so
inspected for like
good.
a few weeks. Jesus.
How did Today sped by. Especially we're getting into that hot timing.
Who is your daddy?
Rizzy?
Like the thing is, a lot just is going on.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, I really don't think it's Gina's fault.
No.
It's clear that she's kind of being utilized as a scapegoat, which is sad because she doesn't have Gregson to protect her, I think.
Oh,
So-
so you're gonna say awareness, but that works
Well,
too.
that too. But yeah, so I feel like they were like, oh, here's some evidence and stuff, but you care about Gregson, don't you? Well, you better go in court and do some stuff about it. And she's
Oh,
like,
you should represent Gregson.
yeah.
He
You
was
know?
your boss.
Yeah. So that's the way I see it. Like, obviously, Gina's got a heart of gold and stuff. And, you know, obviously, she'd make a very good inspector. But, like, there's no way that she should be doing this testimony at all.
No.
Like, that's messed up. That's like, hey, it's your first day playing hockey. Welcome. So one of the, Detroit Red Wings, they're injured. We're going to need you to go up there and take his spot. He was the goaltender. Don't worry about it. You'll figure it out on the way. Here's some notes.
Don't worry, the team plays really good, so you probably won't
Yeah.
have to worry about it.
Just do what you're told.
Yeah. Just stop the puck from going in the net.
Yeah, it's just that easy.
It's just that easy.
It's just that easy. What? No, don't worry about it. No, we're not gonna pay you.
You're an intern.
Think of
We're
the
an intern.
exposure you're going to be getting.
Yeah. So, it seems like she might be getting set up for a fall of sorts.
Get paid in experience.
So I mean, by calling her out like this, I think Von Zieks is doing more good for her than harm, even if it seems a little mean.
She's stupid and irresponsible, and no blame should ever be placed upon her because she's dumb, and she shouldn't even be called an inspector.
Yeah.
That's really mean.
But yeah, because like obviously there are definitely people better suited to be carrying out this investigation.
Like literally anyone.
Yeah.
Who is working at the force.
Yeah. I love how they're like, oh, but she's the one who found it, so she's got to present it. Like, like, when's that ever been a rule? God. It's funny though. Oh no, I don't think he's intentionally looking out for her. I'm just saying that it's not really being mean. It's just it's all irrelevant. Like
I think you mean irreverent.
Oh, sorry, irreverent. Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry, it's just been
I messed that up.
every time.
Every time. They're very similar. Very similar. And when I first read that that donation,
Yeah.
I definitely misread irrelevant as irrelevant. And I was like, yes, I did. Yes, I did read irrelevant as irrelevant. Thank you. Then I read it a couple more times and went, wait a second.
That's a different word.
Yeah.
It's read, not read. They just are spelt the same.
Yeah. Pretty good. No,
English.
It's all very
The
very good.
worst.
Very exciting. I was shocked that chapter ended.
Yeah.
It felt weird.
Very.
Nothing wrong with it, but
No.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
And what does it end? I'm like, of the game?
Okay.
What?
Read, red, lead, lead. Ha!
Aha!
That was tough. All right. Well, anyways, we're going back with The Last of Us with perhaps an updated, old, revised heart monitor because the other one wasn't catching spikes as well. So
Yeah, when you got scared, it would be like,
it'd be like,
that's probably a glitch. We're just gonna sand that off there.
yeah, and then it would slowly climb up. So we're going to try out a new heart monitor and see how that goes.
The new old heart monitor, which we got working because Clay was like, there was no driver installed.
Yeah,
Ah.
There was no driver in the car. That explains why it wasn't going anywhere.
True. But yeah, until next time.
Okay. Ciao, everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you, everyone.